Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with some more 24/7 mode on SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 with our boy Jeff Hardy from Atlanta, Georgia. On the tables against Monkey.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw, everybody. We're entering week 2 of the Raw ECW rivalry. Boomer Sooner, everybody. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler at ringside, and it sounds like our champion wants another piece of ECW.
Well, after the way he limped away from last week's match, his pride is on the line.
He narrowly avoided serious injury last week. I hope his luck holds.
It's a risk, but he's our champion, and he's got to stand up for Raw. It's a risk, but he's our champion, and he's got to stand up for Raw.
I think the audio is behind.
He's taken exception to our champion's comments about ECW, and he's determined to beat some respect into him tonight.
There's nothing wrong with running your mouth, as long as you can back it up, JR.
Yeah, the audio. Lettuce in my hand. Okay, that should do it.
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out here on a stretcher.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time.
Jeff Hardy's air. Oh my gosh, not the table!
Boy, somebody's gonna be picking splinters out of their gums after this one.
Oh, fuck.
Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
What a counter!
We're seeing another phenomenal performance here by the straight-edge extremist CM Punk.
So hold on. What does straight edge mean exactly?
It means that Punk has decided to enjoy life without the use of drugs or alcohol, King. And it's a choice I respect for him.
Ugh, wow. I never thought me and CM Punk would have anything in common. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes with the price of admission.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker. WWE's traveled to just about every country, and Jeff Hardy's got fans in every single one.
Well, he's a one-of-a-kind phenomenon, no doubt about it.
This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown. So long, ref. Sweet dreams.
It's going to be a while before the referee gets up from that.
It's like he read his opponent's mind. CM Punk might be young, inexperienced, and wet behind the ears, but he's also got a lot to learn.
If I didn't know any better, I think you're a little envious of Punk's youth.
That's ridiculous. Just because I'm old enough to be his older brother doesn't mean I'm jealous. If any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they haven't. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up.
Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, You might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk.
Jeff Hardy's a great singles competitor, but tag team action is where he really shines.
Not to take away from the Hardys' multiple tag team title reigns, but Jeff has also enjoyed great solo success as a European, hardcore, and intercontinental champion.
Why do you always have to ruin a perfectly good argument by bringing facts into it? Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, mark my words.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight. Oh boy, these fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want.
Uh-oh. Come on, you gotta stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. This CM Punk might be young, but he's got more raw talent than superstars twice his age.
How many 20-year-old superstars do we have on the roster? Exactly.
My God, let me tell you, when a wooden table meets flesh and bone, the table wins.
It's a deadly weapon for sure, JR.
That table's about the last thing you want to get hit with.
I guess it's better than being put through the table, but not much. I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear.
I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going to be solved with one match.
I hope not. I'd love to see them go at it again and again. Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say. He's going up! This could backfire!
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. Remember, without these fans, these superstars are out of a job.
I think someone's going for a high-risk move, JR. Oh boy, this looks like an all-or-nothing move. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. You know, King, CM Punk certainly has his fair share of fans, particularly of the female persuasion.
He's not the only one. Just last night, I was out on the town, and I had women hanging off me all evening.
I don't think it counts when you have to tip them $1 per song.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, King, the WWE superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport, period.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you.
I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not... Oh, boy. These top rope moves can go either way.
I think this crowd...
He's going up, JR. This could be big. I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but I'll say it again. This isn't ballet. Ruthless aggression is the name of the game.
Ruthless aggression.
It's great to hear the fans come alive every time Jeff Hardy sets foot in the ring.
Yeah, but I could do without all of his shrieking female fans.
Well, it sounds like someone's a little jealous. I'm sure you wouldn't mind nearly as much if they were shrieking at you.
I think Punk's confused. He thinks it's submission.
CM Punk thinks he's so hot. I'll bet I could teach him a thing or two.
What? Like how you cheated shuffleboard?
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late.
I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? I tell you, JR, this one has the potential to be a Match of the Year candidate.
No doubt about it, King. As far as I'm concerned, any WWE match has that potential. Everyone on the roster is an accomplished wrestler.
The intensity of these Oh boy, this is gonna be big.
Whisper in the wind. And that might have given him the edge in this matchup.
Oh, I think it's a finisher.
I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think you hit the nail right on the head, King. And it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting. What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR!
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
Heading back to ECW with a concussion.
Serves him right, trying to embarrass Raw's champion like that.
Well, I hate to see an injury happen to any superstar, or extremist for that matter.
Well, now there's no question that Raw can get extreme with the best of them.
That's for sure. That was a slobber knocker of a match, and I'm just glad our champion seems to have escaped injury.
And that should convince ECW to stay off of Raw from now on.
gotta say, I'm not too pleased that you're inviting ECW to come to Raw. The last thing I want is a bunch of filthy extremists running wild on my show. I'm holding you personally responsible if something goes wrong.
I blame you. Yeah, whatever.
Finally, this ECW nonsense is behind us and we can get down to business. Namely, putting together Raw's matches for SummerSlam. You're definitely in the mix, but I've got my eye on a few other superstars too. I'll keep you posted.
Okay, coach. Why is Taker on? HBK was there too. Blackpool. Masters. Carlito.
Welcome to Raw, everybody. We're less than 2 months from SummerSlam. Hello again, everybody. I'm good old JR, Jim Ross, alongside the Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And tonight, the champion faces his potential challenger.
And that's gonna be a great match. But I'm just glad we're over that ECW nonsense.
One can only hope so, Kingfish. The challenger should be focused on his title match.
Absolutely. The champ's no pushover, and you'll see that tonight.
Not the champion, though.
If
His pay-per-views of the year.
this?
That ECW piece of trash is back, and he's assaulting the champ.
This is downright unforgivable. He's got no reason in the world to be out here.
Look out! There's another one. This is awful, JR.
For the love of God and everything that's good, somebody get out here and stop this.
I don't know, JR. I think the damage might have been done.
Still have the match. I got cleaned up pretty quick.
You're not going to get him with that one. I'm sure I'm not the only one in this arena who hopes to see the masterpiece learn a lesson in respect here tonight.
Hey, watch your... Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
Here's the cover, JR. I think someone's going for a high-risk move, JR. His opponent telegraphed that one. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it.
What the hell? I couldn't get out of it.
Oh, gosh. He's in a bad way. He's going to need some medical help.
What was he thinking? Trying to compete after that ECW ambush.
He's a proud man, Jerry, and I'm afraid his pride got the better of him.
You've got to pick your battles, especially if you want to be the #1 contender.
I just hope his injuries are less severe than they appear to be.
Yeah, if he's hurt badly, he might have to forget about SummerSlam this year.
Triple H was currently. I was thinking about who your next opponent should be.
The beating you're gonna get on Raw this week is just a taste of what you can expect from everyone you face at SummerSlam. If I were you, I wouldn't even show up. Word in the locker room is that you're not even seriously injured. So you've got no reason not to work with me to get rid of ECW. I'd rather fight against you than with you. But it's obvious that's not going to happen until we take out the trash.
South Dakota.
We are just 6 weeks away from SummerSlam. Hi, everybody. I'm your barbecue-loving friend, good old JR Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler. And tonight, hopefully, Raw will solve its ECW problem once and for all.
I hope so. ECW's not even in Raw's league, and all the cheap shots in the world won't change that.
No, but that could do some serious damage to our superstars.
That's why he's got backup. There's no way ECW's leaving here in one piece.
There's more than just a cross-brand rivalry at stake here tonight, folks. The Raw team is composed of two superstars, each of whom believes that he should be the #1 contender.
They've got all the way until SummerSlam to go after each other, JR. Tonight is all about getting rid of ECW.
And the opponent,
Sabu.
the Suicidal Hut.
WWE debut.
He's not going to get caught with that one. If I live to be 100, I'll never understand why they leave so many damn weapons under the ring. It's almost like they want the superstars to use them on each other.
He's bringing the hammer down, JR.
He sure is, and the longer he holds that sledgehammer, the uglier it's going to get.
You can look at... Oh, man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King.
Tell me something. When you look at the masterpiece, does it make you feel like even more of a loser than you normally do?
Well, actually, when I look at the masterpiece, I'm glad I don't have... If you root around under the ring long enough, you're bound to find a weapon of some sort or another.
Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they... Good grief! I don't care how tough... I think someone's looking for a weapon under the ring. This could get ugly.
Oh! I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for,
Okay,
King.
what are you doing,
And quite
Masters?
frankly, I think these fans will be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And he must be looking for a weapon of some kind. What a vicious chair shot!
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR. I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's gonna go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end.
Oh my God! A thunderous blow from that sledgehammer!
Man, talk about getting hammered. Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like. We're in the middle of a slobber knock. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like a scalded dog with a case of the liver tape.
Oh boy, this is gonna be big.
Whisper in the wind. And that might have given him the edge in this matchup.
2. I'm not sure I agree with...
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it?
Almost.
Then he superstar shows the slut. There's all sorts of crazy stuff under the ring.
Yeah, now you go
and all
out,
of it
man.
can inflict a lot of damage on an opponent.
And what a slobber knocker of a shot with that sledgehammer.
That'll rearrange your facial features for sure, JR. Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, Mark.
Look out! There he goes!
A whisper in the wind. How does he make that look so easy? We could have a pinfall here, JR.
2. What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all.
There's the pin!
1, 2.
Sabu is one of the most dangerous human beings on the planet. And he's put himself through. I hope he's not looking for a weapon. That could do some serious damage. It looks like he's getting ready to apply that full Nelson.
It's not just a full Nelson, JR. It's the Master Lock. And once you're in it, there's no getting out.
Oh no!
That last shot busted him open, and the blood is flowing freely.
This is great, JR. Where else besides the WWE can you see this kind of ruthless aggression?
I can't think of anywhere else, King, but I'm afraid I don't share your
What?
enthusiasm for this kind of brutality.
1 count?
I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR. Yes, that was an incredible move. What strategy?
Strategy, my Oklahoma ass. Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament? 2, 3. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their...
Whether you're a Raw fan, an ECW fan, or a ceiling fan, you gotta admit, folks, that was a slobber knocker.
And hopefully, that's the last we'll see of ECW on Raw.
I hope so, King. I'm not sure how many more times Raw and ECW could clash without somebody getting seriously injured.
They sure don't do anything halfway, do they?
No, they don't. And now these Raw superstars can turn their attention to SummerSlam.
And the next time they're in the ring together, I don't think it'll be as partners.
I wouldn't get too comfortable with this whole partner thing if I were you.
No, seriously, I mean it. Don't you think so? Absolutely. I know I never miss one of your matches. Cool it, Melina.
Oh, crap.
This better be a good explanation.
Hey, calm down, bro. We're just talking.
Bull, why don't you take your sorry ass out of here, bro? Yeah, that's right. Keep walking. What?
Sometimes you can be so... Oh, never mind.
I think Loverboy there needs a little lesson.
Lover boy. It's Nature Boy. Woo! This would be an interesting match.
Vengeance is over, and the super highway to SummerSlam starts tonight. Hi, everybody, it's good old JR Jim Ross. Here with Jerry the King Lawler, we're at ringside. And King, what do you think about Stephanie McMahon's return?
Hey, the more McMahons, the merrier, as far as I'm concerned.
Of course, she doesn't actually have any official authority around here.
Excuse me? Her last name's McMahon, isn't it? That's all the authority she needs.
Continue.
With SummerSlam just a few weeks away, this is the time for this superstar to make an impact.
And don't forget, JR, Stephanie McMahon's backstage. Her family can make you or break you in this business.
And the opponent, from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Good.
He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Woo!
He's a slippery devil.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King.
He's climbing up. I'm not so sure this is a good idea. Ugh, what a reversal.
Jeff Hardy's aerial offense is amazing. He's going for the cover, JR.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it.
This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of this is a risky move. It could prove to be disastrous. This is Raw action at its finest. And there's the cover.
1, 2. So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, kid, these top rope moves are always difference makers for better or worse. There is no question in my mind that Ric Flair is one of the true legends of this business.
Yeah, not to mention the dirtiest player in the game.
I'll be the first to admit that the Nature Boy's taken some liberties with the rules from time to time.
From time, he's going up, JR. This could be big. Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you can come down that hurt. Flat on your back with your shoulders on the mat is no place to be.
Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can't.
Look out! There he goes!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy?
He may get the 3 count here.
1, 2, 3. Vinny Superstar shows the...
I think both these superstars proved their championship contender material here tonight.
Maybe, but there's only room for... Wait a minute! What's going on here?
This doesn't concern you. This is between us and him.
What did he say?
I think he said this is personal.
Well, there was a rumor about him and their lady friends.
Wait, he's fighting back.
These guys should have chosen someone easier to pick.
This is disgusting. Someone's got to get out here and stop this.
Not me. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
So it's you and me this week, huh? Well, you better be ready for me when we meet in the ring this week, because I'm not going to go easy on you. Woo!
Woo. Okay.
Welcome to Raw, everybody. We're just 1 month away from SummerSlam. Hi, everybody. It's Oklahoma's own Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And Stephanie McMahon has certainly stirred things up around here.
You say that like it's a bad thing, JR. I think it's great.
Well, it's certainly good for anyone who's on her side.
You have to be an idiot not to try to stay in the good graces of someone with the last name McMahon.
Yep, you do. Yeah.
He'd better be careful. We saw what his opponent did after last week's match.
Yeah, and from everything I'm hearing, Stephanie McMahon thought it was great. And who am I to disagree with her?
I would.
Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament? Up the turnbuckle he goes. I hope he knows what he's doing.
Here's the pin. Could this be it?
Oh, man. I think we're about to see a high-risk move here.
There's the pin.
I'm sure I'm not the only one in this arena who hopes to see the masterpiece learn a lesson in respect here tonight.
Hey, watch your mouth. This man is a living work of... Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt. Looks like someone's heading for the high rent district. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
Don't reverse anything until.
I think someone's going for a high-risk move, JR.
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it? Excellent counter. What ring presence.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much... You're not going to win a match by insulting your opponent.
No, but having a crowd behind you can certainly get the adrenaline pumping.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running. Oh, boy, this is going to be big.
Whisper in the wind. And that might have given him the edge in this matchup.
2, 3.
Good job, son.
Any superstars should...
I just didn't even try breaking it. Sick of his shit, too.
This may have stirred up more trouble than it solved.
Yeah, and those are two superstars you don't want to have mad at you.
And that goes double for their good friend, Stephanie McMahon.
That's about the smartest thing you've ever said, JR.
You know, King, if you want to keep kissing McMahon behind, there's a special club you can join.
No thanks, JR. I don't want to join any club that would have you as a member.
stay out of our business, understand? We've got Stephanie McMahon in our corner, and the rules are about to change around here. If I were you, I'd learn to respect that, and quick.
Okay.
I can't believe what I saw last week on Raw. I hope you know that it could just as easily have been you who got worked over, and your GM wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. That would never happen on SmackDown. Maybe it's time for a change. Church.
Hey, I know you're facing my man tonight, but I can't wait to see you in action. Actually, I shouldn't even call him my man. Things haven't been great, and I don't know how much longer. But why am I telling you all this? Good luck tonight. Hey, that was a great match. Congratulations on your win. You looked fantastic. Maybe we can get together and celebrate. My hotel's right around the corner. Hey, that was a great match.
Okay. A date with Candace. Oh, it's Captain Royd.
There's just 2 weeks to go until SummerSlam, one of the biggest pay-per-view events of the year. Hello again, friends and neighbors. This is good old JR Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler, and it sounds like this superstar is getting caught up in a romantic entanglement.
How stupid do you have to be to try to fool around with another superstar's woman?
I don't think it's that cut and dry, King, and I'm sure Stephanie McMahon's presence doesn't make it any simpler.
Maybe not, but she's shown that she's open to some creative solutions for problems like this.
He claims he's the victim of a diva with a wandering eye. And whether that's true or not, this is his chance to show he's not going to be pushed around.
Yeah, good luck with that. His opponent's standing up for his buddy tonight, and I can't help but notice that this guy doesn't seem to have many pals in the locker room.
And the opponent from
So, how do you think this one's gonna turn out, JR? We could have a pinfall here, JR!
2.
That'd be funny.
I think we're gonna find out just how much put. He's going up, JR! This could be big!
We could be looking at a pinfall here, folks.
2.
reversed it.
I don't think he's climbing up there for the view. He went straight for the pin. No flies on him. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not...
Oh, would you look at this. Talk about arrogant. It's sickening.
Come on, JR. It's not enough just to win a match. You've got to make it clear who's the dominant superstar. Oh, boy. There's the pin.
1, 2.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. Looks like someone's heading for the high rent district. He's a 3 count away from a pinfall.
1, 2.
This is... Look out! There he goes!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy?
Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament?
2.
There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
He can pin him right here, JR.
1, 2.
Jeff Hardy's aerial offense is amazing, but if you can keep him grounded, you're halfway to beating him.
That might be true, but as many of his opponents have proven, that's easier said than done.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR. And oh boy, this is gonna be big.
Whisper in the wind. And that might have given him the edge in this matchup.
He may get the 3 count here.
2, 3.
Another victory.
Kenny Doxter's first.
Oh, rest in peace, Dasher. Crazy how many superstars are gone in this.
Oh boy, I think he wanted that one to keep going.
I don't blame him. He wants to send a message to that cheating jerk.
Well, well, well. It sure didn't take you long to choose sides, did it?
Of course not. Are you surprised, JR? I'm a man of integrity.
And you certainly don't want to badmouth any friend of Stephanie McMahon's.
Well, that just goes without saying. She can't do around here with qualifications like that.
Hopefully I'll make it down. Shit, 21.
And there's the cover.
He's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to? any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your...
Up the turnbuckle he goes. I hope he knows what he's doing. This could be a pinfall. Look out! There he goes!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy?
He went straight for the pin. No flies on him.
What a counter! I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans.
He reversed it.
I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off-season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think there can be any doubt in anyone.
Oh boy, this looks like an all-or-nothing move. He's a 3 count away from a pinfall.
2.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's gonna go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see... Oh boy, this is gonna be big!
Whisper in the wind. That might have given him the edge in this matchup. He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament.
2.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between... These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse. I think this crowd's giving these superstars... He's climbing up. I'm not so sure this is a good idea.
I don't know where he thinks he's going. This could be a mistake. Here's the pin. Could this be it?
2.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the Divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time.
1, 2, 3.
We both will be eliminated.
You can look at any professional sport...
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it looks like he may have injured that arm.
I wouldn't be surprised. The first match was rough, but that second one was downright brutal.
And I don't think there's any doubt whose side Stephanie McMahon is on.
No doubt at all. And I'm glad she's taking a stand against that home wrecker.
I just hope that injury isn't as bad as it looks.
Me neither. As far as I'm concerned, he's got more retribution coming his way.
Okay, King. That's 2%.
I don't know what's going on, but my girlfriend disappeared last night and your number was on her cell phone. If you're stupid enough to be fooling around with her, I promise you, you'll regret it.
I promise you will regret it. Well, that's where I'm going to leave this episode. If you enjoyed it, as always, let me hear about it. Have a good one. # join the army.